Hey Rio, welcome to the studio. Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. It is pretty great. We got through a lot today just to be sitting down together, but it's nice to have you here. Thanks. I appreciate the space. So it says here you're looking for a job. Yeah, I am. I am looking for a job. It also says here that it was suggested that you could go do therapy. You like therapy? We got therapy here all around. Got some space to be yourself. When they said therapy, I think it was more me as the therapist. Well, why do you think they said that? Oh, because I come off as calm. It's pretty clear hanging out with me that I'd spend a lot of time thinking, and being calm and thinking kind of helps with perspective taking, and a lot of the frustrations in my life have been from not being able to take perspectives or not being able to communicate well, and overcoming a lot of those things kind of taught me how to do it, and I think that's what therapists do. They teach people how to overcome parts of themselves, and I guess I'm good enough at speaking to externalize or guide other people through that. Do you have any memories about why people have that model of you? Yeah, I realized that I had a good handle on teaching when I was in kindergarten. I remember another kid was trying to make stuff with blocks, and they wanted to make something like what I made, but I didn't do it for them. I helped them figure it out, and I remember the teacher noticing that and thinking that was cool, and my mom mentioning that later, that I was good at that. May she rest in peace. May she rest in peace. So you're good at teaching and perspective taking, so why didn't you decide to be a therapist? I don't know if I haven't. Maybe there are a lot of ways to be a therapist. Maybe making stuff is a better way to be a therapist than not making stuff. How do you think making stuff can be like therapy for people? Well, I think of the music you've loved and the art and entertainment that you've connected with. It's no lie that people credit artists or other internet communities for getting them through tough shit. Like, voices out there that are other people making things, they do have an effect on, like, where do you get most of your opinions from? That's a good, I guess I get most of my opinions from the internet and the people I know. Yeah, and what if there were better opinions out there from, like, someone you knew? Joe Rogan is a great example. Just someone who is accountable that you can go to for their beliefs. Sam Harris too. Lots of other people making stuff and establishing themselves as reliable people to get news and information, and finding those sources is tough. People being themselves making things that are reliable is kind of rare. Yeah. So you think you could be one of those people? And let me get a clearer idea of what you're trying to do when you say make things. Right, so I think I'm really privileged. I have a college education. I could do a lot with it. I'm not sure what I want to do. I know I won't be happy until I make the things that I need to make. And that's what I'm trying to do. And why does it make sense for you to make the things that you need to make? Why do you need to make them? I think it would be a great loss not to make those things. A good example is just, I was such a dysfunctional person, and I watched a lot of myself change. I want to make an intro to listening soon. What? It's an easy example. Lots of people learn how to be better listeners in their lives, and I didn't know it was a skill until I was 20, that I could be a better listener. It really helped. So you think you could externalize some of those steps that you followed to change and hope that would make other people's lives better too? Yeah, if they want to change, I want to help. Or just being okay too is a great thing. It'd be nice to be a place on the internet where that stuff exists. Seems like you have a decent handle on this, and I want you to know that I have a plan for you. You do? Yeah, so you learned some things tinkering around making your first video, right? Yeah, I did. I don't think I did a good job in that video giving ideas, concrete things to anchor them to, and I didn't put enough space in for letting those things sink in. So someone would have to watch that attentively a couple times to like really make their life better. But I think just seeing good expression is an achievement, at least for me, and I think other people might be glad to see that too. What do you mean when you have a plan for this? I think it might be a better plan to justify your worldview in your next video. Like you know this is media in a lot of ways is a war of worldviews, and you've gotten pretty good at questioning yourself and other things, and I think it'd be good if you just laid out how you believe life to work, and then after that I could finally release some of those ideas that I think are really good about living as a person. Yeah, and that's not essays on stuff. That's stuff that you want people to try that will make their lives better. Yeah, and I think you can do that after you just get all the stuff out of the way in one fell swoop. Just justify that worldview and then go to work contextualizing it. I think that's a good plan. Yeah, I think that'd be a good way to live. You got the job. Oh, can I ask when I start? I think you started years ago, man. You just need to get out of your own way. You mean I'll have to really become a healthy person? You'll find a way. Especially if other people support you. You will stop finding excuses. And if you stop thinking in fear and in terms of what you could accomplish, I think if you can win millions of people over to your worldview and more considerate, mindful ways of being a person, there's no reason to think that out of millions of people you won't be able to relocate to a city and try putting into existence a peaceful place where everything works and helping other cities learn how to do that. That sounds like a dream that everyone can be a part of. That would take a couple decades. Yeah, I think a lot of people want to believe in that dream. And until we run our course, welcome home.